What's up, all PSG supporters around the world, and what's up to all Messi fans around the world? Because today I'm gonna discuss why Messi is going to have a banging, and when I say banging, I mean even a Ballon d'Or contested season next season for Paris Saint-Germain. So let's get straight into this. First of all, Lionel Messi, we have to talk about the beginning. I mean, his departure from Barcelona and how much it affected him mentally. Yeah, it didn't affect him physically, but how much it did affect him mentally. He was there for 17 years as a player and lived there for a long time. Barcelona was the football club that brought him to the big stage, and he wanted to stay. He wanted to leave the season before, but then he had decided to stay and everything. And yeah, Laporta had lied to him. And Messi had to depart Barcelona in a very sad fashion. I mean, even me as a PSG fan, I don't like Barca that much, but it was still sad to see because it's an iconic duo, Messi and Barcelona, and them departing in this way, it was really sad. And we have to think about, from Messi's perspective, I mean, his family having to move to another country, another city, himself as well. It must have been really difficult for them, especially when he already had decided to stay. That's the biggest problem. If he already wanted to leave, it wouldn't have been a problem. But yeah, and we saw in the press conference how Messi felt during all of this. But stuff happens in football, and Lionel Messi was later. He joined my club, my beloved Paris Saint-Germain. Lionel Messi into a new team, new players, new manager, new league, new city, new country. It was a lot for Messi, We have yet again to look at this from his perspective. He has been playing for one single club his entire career, Barcelona FC, and now he has joined a totally PSG so different from Barca, so different culture, different language, different philosophy, everything, and he joined PSG. He had to adapt himself to the league, to the players, to his teammates. I mean, imagine you're going from Barca, we say 25 players you know very well, like Busquets, Piqué, and all of them. You have played a lot of season with them, and then now you're joining PSG, and a team that you haven't played with any of their players apart from Angel Di Maria and Neymar Jr. before. So it must have been really hard to get into the group and everything. Especially, I mean, how COVID hit him, especially in the beginning of the season, it must have been really hard for Messi. And this is why he said, it left me with after effects in my lungs. I came back and it was like a month and a half without even being able to run because of my lungs were affected. I came back before I should have, and it got worse because I went too fast and it ended up setting me back. But I couldn't take it anymore. I wanted to run, to train, I wanted to get going, and in the end, it got worse. Messi is here explaining to us how not only the mental effects after the Barca departure affected him, also him coming to PSG, he suffered, I believe, one injury, and then COVID hit him and he was out for a long time. And as Messi said, he never was at 100% for 1.5 months, and that's a lot of time. So from what you can take from Messi's first season at Paris Saint-Germain, a lot of factors led to him not being at his best. It was COVID, it was the departure, and then we have the donkey himself, Mauricio Pochettino. The donkey. Because I've never seen a manager misuse such an amazing talent as Lionel Messi as Pochettino did. Valverde didn't misuse Messi like this. Setien didn't do it. None of Barca's previous managers did it. Mauricio Pochettino, I mean, he's a special manager. He's a special manager. He used him as a right winger for like 20 games in the beginning of the season. Tite had his half say on this when he said that if anyone plays Neymar as a left winger anymore, he's a donkey. So he just said that Pochettino's donkey for using Neymar as Messi and as wingers. It's just stupid. He misused him and giving false tactics. I don't know. And even Messi had to say about that, but yeah, he wasn't happy about Mauricio Pochettino. And we even saw that when he got subbed out versus Lyon. Very funny moment, very funny time for, around PSG at that moment. But luckily, Mauricio Pochettino isn't here anymore. And Messi, what he had to say about his first season at PSG, thinking about me individually and what happened this year, I think about being able to reverse this situation, about not having the feeling of having changed clubs and that it didn't go well for me. And as you said, I know that this year is going to be different. I'm already prepared for what's to come. I know the club, I know the city. I'm a little more comfortable with the dressing room, with my teammates, and I know it's going to be different. So what we can take about this is he talked about what went wrong in the first year at PSG. COVID, misusement by the manager, his Barcelona departure, very heartbreaking for him. But right now he said he's prepared for what's to come. I know the club, I know the city. But he said, I'm a little bit more comfortable with the dressing room, showing that the city, the team, he knows it now. But the dressing room, especially with it being changing all the time, I mean, we have had some departures like Angel Di Maria, and we will get some ingoings like Vitinha, for example. But Messi has acknowledged that he knows the team more, and hopefully the new manager, Christophe Galtier, who is the new manager of Paris Saint-Germain, can use Messi in the way that Messi should be used, because as we talked about with Pochettino, misused him a lot. But Pochettino, Galtier, even before joining Paris Saint-Germain, he already had a plan for Lionel Messi. He wants to play him up alongside Kylian Mbappe with Neymar right behind them, and it will be lovely to see Lionel Messi under a manager that's not named Pochettino. But Galtier, I think that he has a lot of affection and knows the qualities of Neymar and Messi, so he will use them in the right way. One other big factor for why Messi this season will be much better, we have to talk about Vitinha and other midfielder signings, because one of PSG's biggest problem last season was progressing the ball from the defense into the midfield and later on to the attack. PSG played mostly with the midfield three of Verratti and either Danilo, Pereira, Paredes, Guy, or the donkey himself, yeah, again, Wijnaldum. But what PSG, that was our problem. They were not good midfielders apart from Verratti and Paredes sometimes. So Messi and Neymar had to drop back the entire game to get the ball upwards, and that was why Mbappe was getting all the goals, because he was the only striker, he was the only attacker we had. Messi nearly played as a midfielder last season, so adding midfielders that can actually have the ball at their feet, like Vitinha, who has amazing ball control and passing, will help Messi a lot. And next thing up, another great factor is our wingbacks. We have Achraf Hakimi and Nuno Mendes, who are two of the best wingbacks in the entire world, but were misused, I would say. Nuno Mendes worked very good defensively last season. Hakimi was a bit ish, but he worked out well as a right back. But now I want to see them as right wing backs and left wing backs, because that's their speciality. It's that combination of offensive and defensive contribution to the team, and I don't think we used them that well last season. This season, with Galtier already planning to play a 3-5-2, Hakimi and Nuno can cover the entire wings, both the defensive and the offensive part of them, which will make Messi play more centrally. Even if he's playing as a striker in a 3-5-2, he will be more centrally and maybe get a better link up with Achraf Hakimi. So that's another factor. If you look at the last season, Messi in 2021, so the first half of his career at Paris Saint-Germain, he got 7 goals, 4 assists with an average match rating of 7.52. Whilst in 2022, the later second half of his Paris Saint-Germain career, it was 5 goals, 10 assists and an average rating of 7.86. So we can see that the goals dropped with 2. But I mean, as I said, I don't think that Messi will be that much of a goal scorer, especially how he was used last season. He was more of a midfielder. But what we can clearly see is 6 more assists. And it was Messi fighting his place in this Paris Saint-Germain squad. Mbappe is the goal scorer. Messi was the assist man last season. He was purely creating chances. I mean, he had games where he created 6 chances. That's absurd. I mean, Kevin De Bruyne is applauded for having 4-3 per game. Messi had 6 nearly every game. So using Messi as that creator may be the right thing to do. That's what we will see under Galtier. Maybe he uses him more as the 10, even though he wants Neymar in that position, but we will see. But he has an average rating of 7.86, which yet again is an upgrade on the beginning of his season, showing that with time, Messi integrated into the squad, learned how to play with the other players and got a better role, because he was mostly used as a right wing in the beginning of the season, but later on was used much more centrally. One other big factor is to look at is his average rating per month. he went from 6.7 all the way up to 8.6. But the 8.6 came in the last month. His best ratings came mostly after December, showing that after time, but he had also a lot of injuries and COVID in that time. So, but we need to be happy that in the last month he had an 8.6 rating, which was his best in his PSG season last season. Now, we have talked about all the factors that will make Messi better last season. We brought up his heartbreaking departure from Barcelona. It won't matter that much anymore because I think that 1 year now is enough time to cover up your wounds from that. He has learned from the city, from the team, and knows his teammates better than ever. He has a new manager that will actually use him quite well. Hopefully he doesn't get COVID or any injuries next season. The addition of midfielders that will help him progress the ball so he can stay more up front, wing backs, sprinting on the wing so Messi can be more central, and Messi being much more comfortable. So let's get straight into the prediction. Messi last season had 11 goals and 13 assists. Next season, 2022-23, Lionel Messi will bag 25 goals and 27 assists for Paris Saint-Germain only. No Argentina stats. You heard it here first. Comment down below what you think will be Messi's output for next season. And other than that, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the best PSG YouTube channel in the world, as well as you Messi fans. You want to know more about Messi, stay tuned on this YouTube channel. And as always, allez, allez, allez PSG.